I've talked about watching the horse and observing the horse's reactions, actions, behavior, and this is a guy that has separation anxiety issues. He doesn't like being away from his buddy. His buddy's way out there in the pasture, but every once in a while he gets a little concerned and wants to look that direction. But he just followed me up into the corral just by asking nicely. No lead on him. Just went out there and put the halter on him. Didn't even have to chase him around for that. I just asked him nicely to stand still and get his halter on. But what I'm paying attention to is, I asked him to come to me, and he's not coming to me. That's okay. He's still paying attention to me. He's focused on me. He's not looking out over the fence at his buddy. He's facing towards me. His attention is on me. He's paying attention to me. That's what matters. Okay, now he's turning around to look out over the fence to see where his buddy is. And his buddy isn't there. I just snap my fingers, see that one ear turn to me? He's paying attention to me. Even though he's not looking my way, he's actually still paying attention to me. Oh, here comes his buddies now. That's why he turned around. He saw them, caught him out of the corner of his eye, saw them coming his way. But these are the kinds of things you watch for. You watch for what's the horse really paying attention to. Check and see if you got his attention or not. Now, right now he's kind of distracted, but he's not completely ignoring me. He's still, kind of halfway between the two. And see, he's turning around again. He's looking back at me. He's considering it. He knows the right thing to do. I don't have to teach him the right and the wrong things. I just have to be patient, wait for him to choose to do the right thing, then tell him he's a good boy, and reinforce the right thing. You don't have to teach a horse a lot. Horses are brilliant animals, capable of learning on their own. You don't have to teach them as much as you have to set them up to allow them to learn. And be patient and wait for them to learn, because he knows what the right thing is. See, he's finally decided he's going to come over here. It took him a while to think about it. That's okay. I don't mind. I can wait. I'm not doing anything else. And, I'm not putting any pressure on him. Everything he does is his choice. And when he comes over and does the right thing, I tell him he's a good boy. Give him a little patting. And if I'm so inclined, I might even give him a treat. And that's another thing. If you do hand feed a horse, timing is important. Never give him a treat for doing the wrong thing. Now, he's actually getting a little closer than I want him to. He's getting a little pushy with his nose. He's getting real close to me. So I'm not giving him a treat until he backs up. There you go. He backs up, he gets a treat. He's actually one of the better ones here when it comes to that. He actually learned really quick that I don't tolerate bad manners. And, he's a smart horse. Like I said, horses are a lot smarter than people give them credit for. So, a lot of training isn't about what you can teach the horse. It's about just simply allowing the horse to learn the right thing. And, he's getting a little crowding. I don't like that. So I'm going to keep him away from me. But now that's what I say. Horses are smart. They learn right and wrong. They can learn bad things just as fast as they can learn good things too, because they're not stupid animals. They learn very quickly, and a lot of training is nothing more than allowing the horse to learn and being patient. You don't have to force the horse to do things. You simply have to, especially once it knows what the right thing is. See, he's backing up. He wants another treat, so he'll get one because he knows what he's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to have good manners, not crowd my personal space. And on that note, the personal space thing is something that some people get way too hung up on. It's like the horse isn't being respectful. He's crowding me. He's pushing me. Well, there's a line there. If the horse is bumping you and knocking you over and pushing you around and making you move, you don't have control of the horse. The horse has control of you. And you don't want that. However, I do not have a problem with allowing the horse into my space on my terms. They aren't allowed to just come barging into my space. They have to come up, stop, ask permission, and then I let them come in. And then when they get into my space, how they behave is a really, really good indicator of the relationship you have with the horse. If, for example, his nose is on one side of my head, and he wants to move it to the other side of my head, and he whacks me in the process, that's not a respectful horse. However, if he lifts his head up and goes over top of mine, and doesn't even touch me in the process, that's a respectful horse. And that tells you a lot about the horse's mentality, what's going on in his head, and the relationship you have with him, and his level of respect for you. Now he's getting a little pushy again. I'm just touching on the nose. He jumps. He's a pretty sensitive horse, but he knows the rules. He knows he has to have manners. He's staying back now. Now if he wants another treat, he's going to back up again. I'm going to make him take one more step. There we go. And that, that's where the whole personal space thing is. If it's a safety issue, absolutely. Especially in the early stages, the horse has to learn not to crowd you or push you. By establishing a personal space, you can teach the horse respect, and it's a whole lot safer for you. But by allowing the horse into your space and how it treats you when it's in your space can really be a great indicator of your relationship with the horse and how much respect it has for you. And it's not always a bad thing to do. And once you do get a good relationship going with the horse, I don't have a problem with allowing my horses into my personal space at all. As long as they do it respectfully and their manners are good and they aren't pushing or crowding or anything like that, I really don't care, because I trust my horses and I trust that my position with them and their relationship with them enough that I know that I'm perfectly safe to allow the horse into my personal space. Nothing bad's going to happen. And so you don't have to get hung up on, oh, it's my space, you got to respect it and all this crap. That's a bunch of nonsense. People get, those are the control freaks that say stuff like that. They want control over the horse. You can see I don't even have a lead on him. Everything he's doing it's what he wants to do, his relationship with me. Just like when I let him in, I didn't have a lead on him, and he followed behind me and followed me all the way up here. And now he's standing here. He still every once in a while gets a little concerned with his buddy out there, but for the most part, his focus is on me. He's getting far better. When I first got here, he was actually up here by himself, which was pretty interesting to see, because like I said, pay attention to little things, because he was up here by himself, and that's very unusual for him, because usually he's like glued to the side of that one other horse there, and you never see him where the other one isn't. And to see him up here by himself really says about how much he's progressed. He's feeling a lot more comfortable and confident. He feels more secure by himself now, and we didn't teach him that. We allowed him to learn that on his own, simply by spending time with him, closing the gate so he has no choice but to stay up here with me. But he learns that being with me isn't a bad thing, and when he's away from his buddy, nothing bad happens. And these little things you watch, and you just let the horse learn, and you pay attention to what's going on, and you can really tell the progress that the horse is making and what it is and isn't learning. And that's what you got to do. You got to be observant. You got to pay attention to little things. Like I said, what direction is the horse looking? Is he paying attention to you? Is he paying attention to something else? Little things like that can tell you a whole lot about a horse. And like I said, when it comes to training, it's not about being a good teacher. It's about letting the horse learn. All you got to do is set up the scenarios and be patient and wait for the animal to learn on its own. Horses aren't stupid. They're incredibly brilliant animals, and they will learn. So, hey, there you go. Let the animal learn. They can do it.